All right, welcome back. I wanted to go to this part of this is a Nick Freitas video. It's part of his State of the Union recap, but he's talking about legislation being pushed by Democrats. I think this is in Virginia. And so in another video I just did, I've got him reading through the litany of taxes that they're pushing. This is what the left is all about: taxes and being soft on crime. So he's going to go into this, and I'm going to provide my commentary because, again, it's shocking and disgusting to hear the left's soft spot they have for criminals, for making things just easier for criminals. Okay, let's look at this.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the various bills that, again, the moment Democrats who ran on affordability and apparently public safety, because that's what Abigail Spanberger is highlighting in her rebuttal to President Trump. All right, key criminal justice reform bills that were put forward. HB 863 by Delegate Ray Cousins eliminates mandatory minimum sentences for serious offenses to include manslaughter, rape, forcible sodomy, assault on law enforcement, child pornography, possession and distribution, repeat violent felonies, firearm use in felonies. So again, they want to take your guns away as a law-abiding citizen, but if you actually committed a firearm in the commission of a felony, well, that's different. Now you're on their side, right?
It is maddening. Okay, so they want to get rid of the mandatory minimum sentencing for this litany of horrible crimes. So it makes me think of when leftists start debating abortion, they always go to the rape thing. They always go, what if you were raped? Would you keep that baby? Oh, if you're against, if you're for banning abortion, then that means you're making people keep that baby of that rapist. But when it comes to criminal justice and that rapist being punished, then the Democrats go, oh, well, the rapist is a poor little victim of society, and they shouldn't have mandatory sentences, and they shouldn't be locked away for years and years or forever and ever. Oh, no, if anything, obviously they think there should be more leeway for the judges to be able to decrease those sentences and sentence however they want, which means that they want to sentence these things softer. As the Democrats feign outrage over the Epstein files, even though they're full of Democrats, full of Clintons and things, but angry wherever they can point to, well, Trump's being mentioned in them. I'm not surprised that somebody that Epstein and the left hated and who was president during some of those times would be mentioned in those things. It kind of makes sense, but that's a sidetrack. But the point is that as they claim to be so offended by these sex crimes, they also want to decrease the sentencing for the sex crimes. They want to make it easier. They want to make it softer on the people who commit the kinds of things that Epstein and who knows how many other associates were part of that with. They want to go softer on them, easier. They want the soft, radical judges to be able to give softer sentencing. That's what that's about. Because why would you be against minimum sentencing otherwise? But to give softer sentences for everything. Everything. I mean, they just listed off. It's like every sort of awful, think of the worst thing kind of crime is right there. I zoom in on that. Eliminate mandatory minimum sentences. Look at these sentences. Wow. Okay, let's keep going. These are Democrats that they claim that they want to make society safer. Well, they're so angry at ICE and law enforcement, of course, because they're so concerned about these people being arrested, the people who commit these sorts of crimes. They don't want them arrested. So they're angry at law enforcement because they've got so much power in the courts. but they don't have enough power over the law enforcement, which is why they want the law enforcement to be abolished. Get rid of the law enforcement, nobody to make the arrests. If anybody happens to show up at court when you don't have any police or ICE arresting anybody, I don't know, if a criminal decides to wander into court, then the liberal judge can go, well, they won't hold you very, they'll slap on the wrist. Don't do that. Don't do the CP thing again. Don't commit repeat violent felonies. And then the ultimate irony, well, if you used a firearm to commit a crime, oh, well, that slap on the wrist there too. But if it's somebody has that 30-round magazine, a normal capacity magazine for an AR-15, or an AR-15 with the features that they don't like, whatever they're banning, then, they'll throw the book at them. Absolutely. Just for possession of something that in any other state and is constitutionally protected should be absolutely lawful. They'll want to throw the book at them while releasing the murderers. Nevertheless, I hate the ideas of the left. I don't hate the people. I hate the ideas. The ideas disgust me. The policies disgust me. The things they're doing disgust me. But I'm called to love the people. Even if it's hard.
Certain drug offenses near schools and some DUIs. Current status, this got continued to 2027. Again, why didn't they just kill it? Why didn't they just kill it? No, they continued it over. How about this one from Delegate Adele McClure? Reduces certain robberies from being classified as acts of violence. Expands parole eligibility for robbers and allows sentence credits for thieves to shorten time served. Oh my gosh, here's another one.
Shortening time for thieves. Well, the left is against it. I mean, as good old Marxists against private property. Remember the BLM stuff? Oh, it's just private property. How can you put people's lives out of private property? Let the city burn.
Another one by Katrina Colson makes it more difficult to deny bail or require secured bonds, even for defendants with prior felony arrests or on bond for serious crimes like armed robbery or aggravated assault. So again, going back to what happened to Irina down in Charlotte, North Carolina, that was somebody that was released for cashless bail, multiple felonies, and still released. Apparently, Delegate Colson thinks that'd be a great idea for Virginia.
They want the felons out there committing more crime and destruction. And then they sell themselves as the ones that are going to solve the problem. How are they going to solve the problem? Well, if you vote for them, they'll release more criminals into your community. And the criminals are their constituents, so the criminals will vote for that. And then you've got the Stockholm Syndrome people. It's like the left is made up of Stockholm Syndrome and criminals.
The one by Delegate Ray Cousins allows petitions for resentencing and early release with no limits on crime type, potentially enabling parole for violent offenders like murderers or rapists.
Early release regardless of crime. Well, they've done very good in prison. They've been very well behaved. When there's guards around, when there's other criminals to contend with who might beat them up or kill them for doing the wrong thing that offends within the prison, offends the hierarchy of the prison. Oh, they are well behaved. So let's just forget about the crime that put them there and just let them out early because they've been so well behaved when they're behind bars and being punished. This is how the mind of the liberal works. It's like they treat it like it's both a childish, immature mindset and also treating criminals as if they are just mere children themselves. They treat them like children, but you know what? Even children need to be held accountable too. So it's like not even knowing how to raise a child. It's like not even knowing how to it's like they don't even know how to discipline a child, and then they're in control of the discipline. That is the justice system, and control of laws and sentencing, and they don't even get that the most basic concept of holding a person accountable. That punishment is meant to hurt and dissuade you from doing the thing. It's meant to go like, oh, I didn't like that. I don't want to do that again. I don't like these restrictions. They don't get that. They're anti that.
Delegate Vivian Watts prohibits prosecutors from mentioning a defendant's prior convictions at trial, even if similar to the current charge. So let me get this straight. Someone, beats somebody else nearly to death, and now they're on trial again for beating someone nearly to death. You're not allowed to mention that. Apparently, that's not relevant to the jury.
I want to go back to that one. Can I go back to it? Can I go back to it?
To death, you're not allowed to mention that.
So that was prohibits prosecutors from mentioning defendants' prior convictions at trial, even if similar to the current charge. So if they're at trial again, they've robbed, stolen, beaten someone up, raped, murdered. They're there at trial again. This Democrat wants the prosecutor to not be able to bring that up. Doesn't want the jury to know that. Hey, it's their second time. It's their 50th time. Oh no, don't let them know that. That would bias their decision making on the sentencing.
Apparently, that's not relevant to the jury. Then let's get on the immigration piece. Delegate Holly Siebold restricts ICE arrests at courthouses without a judicial warrant.
But wait, there's more.
HB 1441 bans local law enforcement cooperation with federal immigration officials. 1442 by Alfonso Lopez prohibits ICE activity within 40 feet of a polling place. Gee, why would you do that? Why would you not want immigration enforcement within 40 feet of a polling location?
They don't want people to have to show ID, prove citizenship. They won't stand for representing Americans over illegals. And they want to keep law enforcement away from polling places. Like, it's so painfully obvious that their interests are not for American citizens. They're not for law and justice. They're not for the good of the American people. That their interest is sowing chaos and destruction while using totally just deceptive, lying language. They present themselves as bearers of light. Oh, they want your community to be safer. Oh, they care about immigrants and blah, blah, blah. While they propose this.
Christian, what do you think is the possible motivation for such a very specific law by Delegate Alfonso Lopez, who thinks everything is racism? HB 1161 by Irene Shin limits sharing personal information between state agencies and the federal government.
More obfuscation, more just making it more difficult. Normally, law enforcement agencies would work together. They're all meant to be enforcing the law. And they want to make this separation where the law enforcement agencies are at odds with each other. So more chaos, make it harder to enforce things.
HB 1482 by Rosia Henson restricts federal officers' use of facial coverings during operations.
These are the people who made us mask up for a couple of years, who were obsessed with masks. Obsessed with masks. Obsessed with COVID. Thought it was the end of the world. Mandated what people did with their bodies. Mandated that people cover their mouths, cover their faces, make it more difficult to breathe, have to wear the stupid diapers on the face. They go to protest. This was a great justification to allow people to go to protest and cover their faces, to commit crimes and cover their faces, because there used to be laws, at least in some places, where you couldn't cover your face. And of course, committing a crime and covering your face would probably make that maybe another charge to that or something like that. But COVID swept all that away. But then they come around and they're so upset that they can't dox law enforcement, that they can't dox ICE agents. And now all of a sudden the masks are a problem. The hypocrisy knows no end. Oh my gosh.
So these were some of the ways that, again, Abigail Spanberger, who was lecturing everybody with respect to, is Donald Trump actually keeping our communities safe? And this is the sort of legislation that the Democrats in Virginia, the Democrats under Abigail Spanberger's leadership, are pushing. So just so we're clear, when it comes to deporting illegal immigrants, to include ones that have committed violent crimes, when it comes to letting violent criminals out of jail early, when it comes to trying to pass legislation to prevent mandatory minimums for some of the most heinous crimes out there, Abigail Spanberger and her Democrats in the Virginia General Assembly are just not interested in that. They want to let people out early at the same time that they're making it more difficult. We didn't even get into the gun bills. At the same time, they're making it more difficult for you as a law-abiding citizen to be able to protect yourself and your family.
Make it harder to protect yourself. Take away, ban, make it illegal. Make it harder, make it expensive, make it illegal to defend yourself with unconstitutional policies, traitorous policies, while also letting criminals out and supporting flooding the U.S. with illegal aliens, illegal criminals. They are shameless. They are shameless. The left is shameless. The left is crazy, is totally out to lunch. Trump was right in calling them crazy. It's just like every day there's some new crazy thing. So, I don't know. What do you think about all this? What do you think about all of these pro-criminal laws they're pushing? If they're pushing it in Virginia, then they want to push it in your state. Then they want to push it nationally. They'll do it in California and New York. They'll do it in Seattle and Oregon. They'll do it wherever they have control. Kamala got the won the states, all of which happen to not have voter ID laws. Like, come on. What do you think about this stuff? Please leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts. I'll try to look at those comments and reply to those. Please like and subscribe. If you haven't seen videos from this Nick Freitas, he does great stuff. I thought I really liked his commentary on laying out these bills as far as the crime bills or pro-crime Democratic bills. So just thought I'd comment on that stuff. I've been making some videos as far as pointing out how the left loves crime. They are the party of crime. And so I just thought that this is perfect. Just him laying out all this crap that they're pushing in Virginia. So, okay, well, that's all I've got for now. So please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.